Hey everybody, Anime Abraham here and welcome back to another video where today we'll be starting off a brand new What If series. After the massive success that you guys have been bringing me with the What If series that I've been making, I finally decided to make more What If series. Now this What If series will be concerning what if I was in My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia has become one of my favorite anime in most recent years, and because of this, I decided to make a what if series on it. So today we'll be answering the question, what would happen if I was in My Hero Academia? Anyway though, without any further delays, let's begin. I was born like any regular child in the My Hero Academia universe. My quirk hadn't manifested yet, and I would need to wait a few more years in order to find out if I had my own original quirk or if it was a combination of quirks from my parents. I had a regular childhood, but something happened. While on vacation to South Africa in order to study gorillas, one of my parents was killed simply because of the fact that he looked like a gorilla, simply due to his quirk. His quirk was the ability and to have the physical attributes of a gorilla, thus making him look suspiciously similar to an actual gorilla. And as a result of this, he was killed by poachers who were hunting actual gorillas rather than hunting primate-based heroes. Naturally, I was pretty devastated, but instead of moping around and becoming a depressed kid, instead I used this opportunity to train and get stronger with the motivation to make those poachers pay for what they did to my family and how they took away my dad from me. I would still have to wait another year for my quirk to manifest. Fortunately though, that year came. I lost 2 teeth, which were my canine teeth, and in its place were mandrill-like fangs instead of actual human teeth. I was really scared at first, but my mom reassured me that this was part of my quirk manifesting itself. Shortly after though, tufts of hair started to grow on my arms, and with that, I knew that I inherited my dad's quirk, Primate. But I was wondering if I inherited my mom's quirk, which was the ability to transform into anything that she wanted to that wasn't an omnipotent entity. With that, I tested out if I had the ability to transform, and sure enough, I did. And you'll never guess what I transformed into. I transformed into a banana tree. Yes, my friends, I transformed into a banana tree in order to reinforce the connection that I inherited my father's quirk, Primate. Even though real primates don't really eat bananas, I didn't really know any better and decided to transform into a banana tree. My mom naturally was quite happy with this, but I was not satisfied with just inheriting my quirk. I knew that my quirk was strength-based due to my dad having the attributes and physical strength of 10 gorillas, when he was at his full power, of course. So I knew I had to train and get stronger as a result of it. The next morning I got on the ground and started doing push-ups. My mom noticed that I started doing push-ups and immediately was counting my reps. She stopped counting when I got to 200 reps, likely because it was too high of a count for even her to achieve. And with that, I got stronger and stronger as a result of this. And she even got me a gym membership so I can continue on in enhancing my primate powers. On Monday, I go ahead and talk with Deku about how my quirk just manifested. Deku notices tufts of hair start to grow on my arms that are even thicker than the first hairs that grew on my arms once I first manifested my primate power. With that, I tell him that my quirk is strength-based, as I not only have the strength of 2 gorillas as of late, but I also have many other primate powers, including this tail, which looks like a little nub as of late, but in the future will grow into a strong and mighty tail that I can use as an extra arm or an extra leg. Deku is amazed at my quirk and announces to everyone that my quirk has manifested. This leads to everyone in the school being fascinated with my power. Unfortunately though, this leads to Bakugo also getting jealous and bullying me, and as a result of this, Bakugo and I are now rivals. Because of this, Deku is more motivated to train than ever before, simply because of the fact that he thinks that his quirk will be strength-based, so I offer him to come to the gym that I go to in order to train. Once Deku sees the gym, he is amazed at what these people can do and what terms of pro heroes can do when he sees a pro hero on the TV, as well as other fellow pro heroes working out there as well. We start by doing various reps of push-ups. We do push-ups until we get tired, which for me is around 500 reps, and for Deku is about 50 reps. As a result of this, Deku is more motivated to work out than ever before, and immediately starts training for the 10 years in the future that he does not know about, but he will inherit the most powerful quirk in My Hero Academia history that isn't reality warping in 10 years' time. And as a result of this, we continue to train together in order to grow stronger as a result and eventually beat Bakugo into the ground. At least that's my motivation anyway. For Deku's motivation, it's so that he can eventually unlock a super strength quirk or any combination of his quirks from his parents. Anyway though guys, with that being said, this will usher in a 10-year time skip filled to the brim with training until Deku meets All Might and is about to inherit his one-for-all power.
10 years later.
10 years have passed since our training began. Deku immediately rushes to the gym to tell me that he met All Might and is about to inherit his quirk, One for All. Of course, I'm pretty skeptical. That is until All Might enters the gym and tells me the same thing that Deku told me. With that, I'm a firm believer in that Deku is able to inherit All Might's power of One for All. With that, Deku begins his training of the aim to pass the American Dream Plan, also known as a training to inherit One for All. But I don't slack off on these 9 months that Deku is busy training either. During the 9 months that Deku is busy training in order to inherit One for All, I am busy working out and pushing myself to the very limit, and thus pushing my quirk to the very limits as well. To the point that I not only gain the full power of my dad's quirk Primate, but I also surpass the limits of my dad's quirk as well, allowing to gain the strength of 1,000,000 gorillas, as well as the ability to transform into anything I want to, including pro heroes. If you're wondering what I look like post a 10-year time skip filled to the brim with training, this is what I look like, my friends. Not only did I manage to grow a tail, but my muscles have grown to hulking proportions. Not only that, but I also managed to unlock the ability of super speed. This is because my quirk, Primate, also allows me to gain the speed of 1,000,000 gorillas. And if you're wondering how fast a gorilla could run, this is how fast they could run. So 1,000,000 gorillas speed would easily put me over light speed. As a result of this, I'm amazed at my speed as well as my strength. If you're wondering how strong a gorilla is 4 to 10 times stronger than the average human. So 1,000,000 gorillas could easily be strong enough to bench press an entire city all by themselves, or be able to bench press an entire tectonic plate of the earth by themselves as well. With this safely proves that I could be one of the strongest heroes within the My Hero Academia universe. But this is still not yet proven until I meet All Might himself. On the final day of Deku's training, when Deku inherits One for All, I ask All Might to test my strength against his, almost like a contest. We do running, push-ups, and various other lifting exercises that test our strength, and I easily outclass All Might in all of them due to me having the strength of 1,000,000 gorillas by my side. All Might is amazed at my strength, and he even goes to check the strength and test the strength of my tail, and it easily surpasses his. Deku is shocked by this, but there's one test that we have to complete, the speed test. All Might wants to test the speed in which that I have, in which I immediately begin to start running. Once I start running, I'm able to travel all the way around the world and back within a few seconds, easily putting me over light speed. And with that, I accelerate to 25,000,000 miles per hour, and I am easily able to travel all the way around the world and back 100,000 times in the allotted time limit, which was 1 second. All Might is shocked by this, to the point where his jaw drops down to the floor. With that comedic moment out of the way, me and Deku race to UA to complete the exam. The UA entrance exam goes drastically different compared to how it did in the initial canon of My Hero Academia, simply due to the fact that Deku trained for the 10 years before he inherited One For All, and as a result of this, he is able to handle One For All's true power, to the point where he can handle 95% of One For All's true power without any strain, meaning that he can use 100% of One For All's power without so much as a dull ache inhibiting him. Anyway though, it's time for the UA entrance exam. I instantly aced the UA entrance exam by beating up all sorts of robots and making new friends along the way, including Tenya Ida, Ochako Uraraka, and even an unlikely friend in the form of Momo Yaoyorozu. Since me and Deku both aced the UA entrance exam, we are feeling more confident in ourselves as well as our quirks. With that being said though, there was one factor we hadn't considered: rescue points. For those of you who don't know what rescue points are in the My Hero Academia universe, there are points given out to heroes on the test, specifically the entrance test to UA, that allow heroes to instantly pass the exam or help heroes pass the exam who perform an astonishing rescue or show what it means to be a true hero. And as luck would have it, we managed to rescue Ochaka Uraraka, very similarly to what happened in the initial My Hero Academia canon. So with our rescue points factored in, we did more than ace the exam. In fact, we got a score that was even beyond the maximum score possible for the UA entrance exam. This makes Bakugo angry beyond belief, as not only did his two rivals manage to beat him, but outclass him, as he barely managed to get an 80 on the UA entrance exam. Shortly into our first year at UA High, we are given the task of designing our hero costumes and picking our hero names. I picked the hero name Sun Wukong, after the legendary hero of the classic Chinese epic Journey to the West. I explained this to Midnight, and she instantly falls in love with the name due to me paying homage to the legendary hero of Journey to the West, Sun Wukong. Other than me picking my hero name and designing my hero costume, this event goes largely the same as it did in the initial canon of My Hero Academia, with many of the same characters picking their original hero names as they did in the initial canon of My Hero Academia. Alright, now it's time to cover the USJ attack in My Hero Academia. This event in the My Hero Academia timeline goes drastically different compared to how it did in the initial canon, thanks to Deku being able to handle 95% of One For All's true power without so much as a dull ache or barely any strain at all. This is because of Deku's 10 years worth of training that he did in the hopes of manifesting a quirk, and because of Deku being able to use 95% of his true power, he is easily able to tangle with most of the League of Villains that Shigaraki brought in order to attack the USJ. Now it's time to talk about Shigaraki's Nomu. Shigaraki's Nomu is instantly defeated by me, thanks to Shigaraki's Nomu not being designed to tangle with a hero that was potentially millions of times stronger than All Might. Because of this, Shigaraki's Nomu is instantly defeated, and with that, Shigaraki becomes furious. Instead of remaining cool and calm and having a cool head, Shigaraki decides to attack me in order to avenge his Nomu. But little does he know that I was actually suppressing some of my power when I defeated his Nomu, and as a result of this, with one full bore punch at 20% of my power, I am easily able to shatter Shigaraki's bones and instantly defeat him in a battle, which scares the League of Villains out of their minds, and thus they are forced to leave for a tactical retreat. But I don't let them get away. Instead of letting them get away, instead I shatter all of their bones beyond belief, so that way the League of Villains is entirely incapacitated, which means that the League of Villains won't be bothering anyone from UA or anyone from Japan anytime soon. Due to my immense strength and due to me taking out the entirety of the League of Villains, injuries are at a minimum aside from the heroes that were participating in terms of protecting the USJ from the League of Villains attack. And even then, these injuries are minor, so no life-threatening injuries are reported, fortunately. What new powers will the heroes of Class 1A unlock post the USJ attack? And is love in the air for a certain hero? find out on the next episode of What If Anime Abraham Was in My Hero Academia. Anyway though guys, with that being said, that's gonna about do it for today's video. Please, if you guys like this series and want to see part 2 come on faster, or just want to see more videos like it, then please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said though guys, peace out, and I'll catch you on the road, and see you guys in the next My Hero Academia video, and see you guys in the next What If scenario that I make.